Praise the Lord, everyone. I have an amazing testimony to share, and I felt this conviction, or can I say conviction? I felt this unction to just testify, and let me explain. So I was in my kitchen, I was cooking dinner for my family, and while I was cooking, I began to God began to remind me of the things that He has done in my life so far. And as He was giving me the reminders of it, I felt a strong unction to testify and share my story with someone, because this can help someone that's in a tough season right now. So let's just get started. I'm not even gonna make it a long intro, but he started reminding me of things that he'd done for me, and I was just sitting back and I was just like, wow, God, you are so amazing. And just to make a brief synopsis of what happened last year I lost my best friend in a bad car accident. Actually, 5 family members in that car accident, 3 kids and 2 adults. And then 3 months later, I lost another relative, and then my husband lost his brother in another car accident. So it was like a lot of deaths in our family. I lost 2 babies. I had got pregnant twice. I had 2 miscarriages, and our finances was just going crazy. And it was just so much happening in that year for us. And I just felt like I was just going through a lot, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. It was just a lot for me. And so I remember before we crossed over into the new year, I said, God, I don't want to come in this new year how I came in. Or I don't want to leave this new year how I came in, meaning I came in here broke. I'm not leaving broke. I want to be whole. And so as I made that declaration to God, I'm like, God, this is what I want. I'm giving Him the desires of my heart. You know, we have not because we asked not. I'm asking God, all right, Lord, help me in this, because only I have to really lean on God at this point. And so with that being said, I went on a 21-day fast in January, where I kind of disconnected from everybody, social media, everything. And I just really wanted to focus on God. Now, in the season of the fasting, I thought it was going to be like this spiritual awakening where I'm going to be in like a amazing kumbaya moment, but it wasn't not like that. I experienced warfare. It's like as soon as I started fasting, the warfare in my house just went crazy. Like me and my husband were fighting, and I ended up leaving the house with my son. It was just so much happening in that moment, and I'm like, God, what is going on? And then I don't want to go all over the place. Let's just say we started arguing, and we were fighting a lot, and we were very unhappy with each other. And then I remember I would just begin to keep on praying through it. And I remember when I was writing my prayer book, God had told me to apply for a job. And so when God had told me this, I was like, huh? I was working at for a pharmacy. So I was like, huh? Apply for a job. I don't think I heard God correctly, right? And so, but what I didn't realize, God was preparing me for something that was getting ready to come, that was pending to happen. And so, it was telling me to apply for the job or whatever. And then I was just like, okay, God, I don't think I heard you. But 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, I started getting this really bad frustration of wanting to leave my job. I don't know why. I was just like, I'm just ready to go. I don't know why I feel like this. And I was like, okay, maybe God making me like this because He wants me to move on. But yet I still stayed still. I didn't move. And I believe because of my disobedience and not listening to God when He told me to start applying now, and when He gave me that urge to, all right, go, daughter, leave this job, I didn't. I ended up getting fired. And so I lost my job, and I was just like, okay, God. And it's just crazy. I can't even be upset. You warned me and prepared me during this fast to do it, and I didn't do it because I didn't really understand. I wasn't so sure, And sometimes we get like that when you're new to this and hearing God's voice, and you're like, did I hear correctly? Did I hear you clearly? And so anyway, I ended up losing my job. My husband, me and my husband had opened up a business, and our food truck business, we opened up a food truck. It started declining. Finances started deplenishing. We were like really hitting rock bottom. I'm like, God, I just told you I don't want to come in this year the way I came in. I don't want to leave this year the way I came in. So why are we going through so much? I'm fighting with my husband. I'm going through financial problems. I lost my job. What is going on? What are you preparing me for, Lord? Like I don't understand this. I'm fasting. What am I doing wrong? Then the enemy started bothering me as if I'm praying and fasting in vain. Like this is not going to work. And I had to keep reminding myself by faith that, you know what, whatever this voice is saying to me, you're a liar. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to just trust in God. And so with that being said, I had to put my trust and faith in God in that moment. And then God began to tell me, he gave me a baby name and told me what to name her. And I said, write it down. I'm like, God, I don't know why you're telling me this, but okay. And me and my husband came to an agreement that we weren't going to try anymore with children. And I wasn't understanding why God was telling me to name her this. I'm not going to disclose her name, but why to name the baby this name. And so I was crying this entire day. I was just weeping. I was grieving. I don't know why I was grieving so bad this day. And God began to send people to give me encouragement. And it was 3 people. 3 people came to me throughout this 1 week and was giving me encouragement and telling me what they hear from God for me. And it was basically just confirmation of what he already told me. And I was just like, okay, God, maybe you are moving. Because at the time I was going through what I was going through, I wasn't seeing God, but God was there. So to make a long story short, the next day after getting that 3rd confirmation, I took a pregnancy test, guys, and I found out I was pregnant. And at that moment, I didn't know if to have joy or to be scared or to prepare myself, because I lost 2 pregnancies last year and I'm coming to a new year pregnant. And I'm like, okay, Lord, now what's going on? And so God started reminding me that I already told you and I already prepared you for this. And he already prepared me for the baby. He already prepared me about losing this job. And I was like, okay, God, so what now? And so God began to give me dreams on what he wanted me to do. And so to make a long story short, I ended up really fully launching out in my virtual call center business. And so I opened up this business that will give me revenue and residual revenue from the comfort of my home. I don't have to go in an office. I don't have to answer to anyone. I am my own boss. And so here I am now, a full-time entrepreneur, and I don't have to worry about finances or worry about trying to go find a job and working in an office and being pregnant, you know? And so that was one thing that God done for me. I had to mark that down. So he ended up giving me a job, and then I ended up pregnant, and I was just like, okay, God. And it happened so fast because I was fasting, going through warfare, and after the fast, it started happening. So I got the baby, I got the my business going. And then after that, my husband, he was trying to find, a new job. And he went on an interview with one job. He didn't get it. We both were let down by it because we really wanted this job because it was like double his salary. And he didn't get the job. And so what ended up happening was the enemy started trying to torment me in my mind, saying, see, you're praying in vain. God is not answering. But I was like, I kept telling the enemy, you're a liar. I had to keep telling that voice, like just rebuking it. You're a liar. God is going to work it out. And a month later, God had told me and my husband when we were at church to sacrifice the seed. And remind you, at this point, I was on unemployment, and my husband, they reduced his hours on his part-time job. Hold on. Let me go back. I forgot to tell you guys, we ended up closing down our business temporarily with our food business, to focus on just getting our finances back in order, because our finances all crazy. We came in the year pretty much broke. And so, my husband was working overnight part-time with a company, but the hard work that he was putting in, he just wasn't accumulating the money that he's supposed to be getting for the work that he's put in. Like, he was even getting nerve pain and his body's aching for all this hard work, but it really was like getting paid a little bit of nothing. And I was on unemployment. So when God was telling us to sacrifice money, and it was not a big amount, well, it was big for us, but he wanted us to sacrifice $100. And at that time I was like, okay, God. And I heard him clearly during prayer time. And so I said, you know what, Lord, I'm going to step out on faith and trust you, and I'm going to sacrifice this money And so, when we went to church, I told my husband, he was in agreement. We gave the $100, and I said, okay, God, we're going to trust you with that. We're going to give it, even though we don't really got much to keep on giving out. And I gave him, we gave our $100 as we were told to give. And so we gave the money, and then we just waited to see what God was doing. We kept on doing what we're doing. I've been just keep on praying, fasting, and just waiting on God. And we even started doing things like for the homeless in local areas. Like we will feed the homeless, like we'll make food and feed them. Like just keep on doing things, because we're like, God, we're not doing this to get anything from you, but we're going to trust you, and we know this is what you told us to do. And so, and knowing that we don't have nothing, we're still going to give what we have to people who don't have anything in need, because we know that God is about to do something for us. So to make a long story short, in that week, God had opened up some resources for us that we were waiting on that helped pay up our bills up to 4 months. And so for 4 months now, we don't have to pay no bills. And God opened up that door, which was delayed for like a whole month. And I thought I wasn't going to get it. But God was like, trust me in this. Delay does not mean denied. The only reason it was being delayed is because I didn't give up that sacrificial seed yet. And so when I sacrificed that seed that Sunday, that Monday, I got the call that I got approved for this program that would help pay up my bills. And I was like, okay, God, I see you moving. And then within that same week, my husband went on another job interview. And then the week after that, he got the offer letter that he got the job, twice his salary, making way more money. And I was just like, okay, awesome. And then my husband got a deal with someone else to start up another business. And I'm not even going to prematurely announce it yet, but it was just like, wow, God, I see you moving. And it's because of our obedience to God, even when it doesn't make sense at the moment, because of our obedience, God started moving and showing himself. And as I was just sitting and thinking about it, I said, Lord, it's just so crazy how we came in this year struggling in warfare, but you were just preparing us for what you're gonna do. And so I was just like, wow, God, you're so awesome. You're so amazing. And then we ended up finding out we're having a baby girl. And to remind you guys, prior to me finding out I was pregnant, God already told me I was having a girl. And I even had a dream of her. And so I was just like, wow, God, you already told me this. You already said it. You already did this. You just confirm it. And now this is the evidence of what you already told me. And it didn't even happen, because sometimes I will get a word from God and it will happen like 2 years from now. No, it happened like right then and there, like that, just fast, like just you get it, like it just happened. And I was just like, wow, God, you moving in like real time, like it just happened. And he was so quick with it, and he didn't hold it or nothing. It didn't fall to the ground. It was like, that's what you're gonna get. I'm gonna give it to you. And I just had to be obedient. And I do feel like the only regret I have is just being disobedient when God told me to apply for another job, because I would have prepared me a little bit more, but I just wasn't sure. But now I know when I hear God say something, I move on it. I don't even question it. I'm like, okay, God, that was you. Or can you confirm it? I'll probably ask him one more confirmation. But other than that, if I hear God say it, okay, that settles it. I'm going to do what God told me to do. And because of my obedience to God and listening to what he was telling me and the instruction that he was giving me and my husband, we are in a better place financially. We have saved up so much money so quickly. I'm operating in my business at home. My husband is getting ready to start his new full-time job, and working on the process to start another job. We have a baby girl on the way. And I'm just like, and this is just the beginning. And I feel like God has more for us. I really do in my heart. We haven't even scratched the surface of what God is going to do for us. And it's just like to come out of a season of grief, of famine, of so much things that were happening to us, almost causing me and my husband to even want a divorce, because we were fighting so much, to come to this season now that we're in right now in this moment, where God is showing himself in real time. And it's like right now, like not right now blessings, like not next week, next month, next year, right now. I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm going to give you things. And so I just wanted to share this testimony with you guys, to share, what God has done for me. And God gets the glory for all of this. I'm a very humble servant. I am not going to take the glory for it, because this wasn't me. This was God, because God prepared me for it. And God had given me and my husband the desires of our heart. And there's a scripture in Revelations 12:11 that says, and we are overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the power of, well, by the word of our testimony. So I was like, God, I got to testify. And he kept putting in my heart to testify on the things that he have done for us. And so, y'all, I just want to encourage you guys to just trust God 100%. Give it to God 100%. There's more things I want to testify on that happened in this moment. It's so much that happened in this short time from January to April. But, you know, I'm just going to save that for another time. But just know that God is working in real time. And when God says it, that settles it. His word does not fall to the ground. His word will not come back to him null and void. So if God says it, believe it in faith that he will do it, and stay encouraged. Even if you're in a season where you don't feel like God is there, but God is really in the midst. And it didn't feel like God was there for me and my husband, but he was there for us. And now looking at me and my family, I'm like, God, thank you. You have us right back where we were. Because to think about how we were financially and how we were doing so good and thriving, to fall and then have to pick ourselves back up. But that's just life, you know? And I just give God the glory and honor for that. And I hope you guys are blessed by my testimony, and I just really want to share it. And I hope you guys just walk in love this week and know that God, he's moving in real time. Love you guys.